Good Greek moving and storage. Your superhero movers.
It's time to talk all things South Florida, so sit back, relax, and have yourself a good morning with the Good Greek.
And good morning with the Good Greek. Another episode, another 30 minutes of fun-filled information with my co-host here, Michael.
Good morning, Spiro.
How you doing, man?
I'm doing great. What's not to love?
What's not to love? We're in paradise.
Unbelievable.
Yeah. Well, we got another great show. It's just you and I today, but in the following weeks, we're going to have some guests, exciting guests that are going to also contribute to the conversation and get some good feedback. That's the whole point of the show. Is every week I want to give good information to people, not just about who we are and what we do, you and I, but how we can help people, right?
Mm-hmm.
And there's a lot of ways that we can, a lot of good information, and of course with the services that we both provide. And that's going to be the point of bringing on the guests. We're going to try and get quality guests that are going to give us good information and steer people in the right direction. Michael, did you know that Good Greek Moving Storage is the official movers of the Florida Gators?
Not only did I know that, but I'm pretty confident that I wrote the tagline, Good Greek puts the Gators on the field.
Wow.
I mean, think about it. Without you.
I need another one. We got the Hurricanes too, you know?
Well, the Good Greek brings the Storm to the field.
Wow.
I mean, think about it. Without you, they don't play.
Man, we're going to be here all day. Okay. Florida Panthers on the ice.
Good Greek puts the chill on the ice.
Wow. All right, we can do this all day. But, what people don't know, what does that mean, right? I'm the official mover of all these teams, whether it's the Panthers or the Heat and whatnot. But what it means is those helmets and shoulder pads, they got there somehow behind the scenes. And most people don't know that Good Greek does that.
So, and you do that no matter where they play?
No matter where they play. In fact, that's exactly where they use us. We truck the stuff, whether we're playing Clemson or in New York or wherever.
Has there ever been a time where it was down to the wire about getting the equipment there?
So, in my business, there is a zero margin for error. So the answer is no. We don't even get close to that. We have a plan A for the plan A, and 2 plan Bs and 2 plan Cs. So no, that's never going to happen. That's why we're entrusted. However, to your point, I can name a few out there that have really, the bed.
Yeah. But so what happens? I mean, it gets driven everywhere, or do you ever put the stuff on a plane?
Yeah, it depends on the team. Some teams like to fly. Some teams like for us to truck it. And the Marlins, for example, because when they do go over the road, they have extended stays, and then they don't come right back.
Right.
So we fly. We load the airplane for them, and then of course we handle them when they come back, and we also handle many of the visiting teams that come into South Florida.
Yeah, because people forget that they're not just playing themselves every week. There's another team.
That's right. And of course, we're not necessarily their official mover, but they recognize the fact that the Marlins, trust us and utilize us exclusively, and so therefore they want to use us as well. And once they get a taste of the Good Greek service, there's no going back.
Right. That's what it's all about, the customer service.
That's it. The golden rule: treat everyone like you want to be treated. Right.
Well, one thing I got to tell you though. You got to talk about the truck, because the Gator truck.
Which one? Oh, the Gator truck.
The Gator truck is just, that was really the first one that I got to see. And that thing is just wow.
Yeah. Well, I had to, fortunately my ego doesn't run the company, right? Because if you've seen that Gator truck out there, you can barely notice the Good Greek logo, but because it's all about the Gators.
Absolutely.
On that truck, down to the hood ornament, which is an alligator with the eyes that light up.
Yeah, the eyes. I thought that was great.
Yeah, no, fans love it, and we like to do fun things like that for all the teams. I like to dedicate at least one truck per team that really personifies who they are, and then puts a spotlight on the relationship, that the co-branding of the two organizations, Good Greek and whether it's the Gators or the Marlins or the Panthers, they're such great people.
So that leads me to a thought that honestly I don't think I thought about it before, but you're not just moving the football team.
That's right. We're also moving the players, coaches, a lot of fans. right? That
Right.
we don't really know about. But yeah, and with every organization, it's a little different. With the universities, we also do a lot of faculty, and of course we offer alumni discounts and student discounts, and a lot of moving going on, man. A lot of relocation with these schools and these teams that you don't really think about it unless you're in the business.
Right, but if they, if they're a Gator or an alumni or they have an affiliation to the Gators, you're the conduit to helping them get where they got to go.
Yeah, as an example. And then, of course, locally, we got the Canes, again,
The U.
The U, all about the U. And it's nice because it's a local school. I know that Gainesville is a little bit far, but we got so many fans down here that, that was the rationale there. But the Canes, UF, they're just great schools, great organizations to work with, and it really, in my opinion, exemplifies our level to excellence, our commitment to excellence.
Right.
And about when you align yourself with such teams like that. And look, it's not about the record, right? You can have a good year or a bad year.
Sure.
It's not about that. They're always going out there to be the best. They're always trying to put their best foot forward. And they've got a great history, right? And if we look at it for everything that they're worth, even the Marlins or any sports team, whether they're winning championships or not, they're such a big contributor to the community.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Okay, whether they win or lose, they're still doing things for kids and the fans and the charities out there, and that's really why I became or wanted to become their partner and gain those contracts. Really not a lot of money behind it, to be honest with you. It's just an honor. It's an honor to be able to say that I'm their official mover, and it puts me on that platform where I can engage with their fans and the students and everything else.
So is it possible? Let's say I'm a big Gator alum, or I'm a big Cane fan, and I'm scheduling a move. Can I get that truck?
If it's available, sure.
No kidding.
You got to have a big enough move, though. That's a tractor trailer.
Yeah,
bike.
that's
How
a
big's
big
your
truck.
house?
Not that big.
You sure?
No, you've seen the show Tiny House?
No,
Yeah,
no,
that's me.
not you.
Yeah.
No. Yeah, no, I've had people ask me. That's a great question, and I would love to oblige if I can.
Yeah, that's
Right.
amazing.
But typically, the tractor trailers, you're going to see them over the road. You might see it in Connecticut.
Right. That's how cool would that be, right? That the Gator truck rolling through Connecticut.
Why not? Because in the off season, we are actually using it to move households.
Right.
So,
Right.
some people, I didn't think about that. Maybe we should start asking, hey, are you an Alabama fan, or are you?
Yeah, right on the questionnaire. What's
Don't
your
send them
affiliation?
that truck.
Well, no. I mean, you don't want to send the Alabama truck to the Gator fan house.
Right.
We're gonna have a problem.
Man, I didn't think about that.
Yeah. Well, see,
Is it
that's
too
why
late?
I'm here. Well, I don't know.
I think you know what? I think people are good natured.
I think they are.
As long
but-
as we do a good moving job.
Yeah, but if I promise you right now, Nick Saban calls and the Gator truck shows up, it's not going to go
He
well.
might have a problem.
He's definitely going to have a problem. Yeah. So,
Well, I'll keep an eye out for
yeah,
Nick.
definitely do that.
Mr. Nick.
But I mean, you're involved, with so many charities, not just the charities of those teams, but a lot of charities on your own.
Oh yeah, local ones, absolutely. Yeah, everything from the American Red Cross to the Lymphoma Leukemia Foundation and many more. And we'll talk about them more on the show, as we'll have representatives from each one, and they can really tell us what they do. And of course, we'll showcase what we do for them. We do provide moving services as a donation, of course, and then of course we give our time, not just our talent, but we also give our time
Right.
to help these organizations. And I'll tell you, I wouldn't be part of any one of them if I didn't believe that all the proceeds and all the good things that come about actually go to the people that need the help.
Right. Well, that's important, right? That everything you're trying to do gets where it needs to go.
Well, yeah, and look at the Puerto Rico thing from a while ago, where every time there's a disaster, we're out there and we're shipping truckloads of stuff, whether it's the Bahamas or Puerto Rico or Texas or New Orleans, or over the years, I think I've been involved in almost every natural catastrophe with helping and sending aid. And you hate to hear those stories where they found a bunch of stuff, somebody squandered them, and in a warehouse somewhere.
Yeah,
It happens, and that's just so disappointing. But that doesn't stop us, man, because the good intent is there from not just from us, but also from the people that are donating the stuff. I mean, they're working hard too. I mean, we collecting things all night long sometimes, and
Right.
God bless these people. But that's why we do it. That's why we do all the charities. They really do help people for the most part when stuff gets there, and that's what we're about. Like I said, success comes in many ways, and it's not always financial. It's gratifying to me to know that, hey, that's a mission, and we succeeded in the mission.
Right. And I think so many people don't even know about all the things that you're doing behind the scenes.
Well, we do catch some nice PR here and there, but I certainly don't, do it for that purpose, and that's why you don't really see us spotlighting that when it's happening. But on the show here, we can kind of talk about it just as friends, and just because really I want to put the spotlight on them, and so we're going to give them some attention on the show and make sure that people can help whenever they can, whenever it's needed.
Right. No, that's important. I mean, there's so many worthwhile causes and charities out there, and of course, you can't get to everybody. But the idea is to do what you can.
You can't get to everybody. You're right about that. And
but Good Greek can actually. I mean, they can get you anywhere. They can get to anybody, anywhere, anytime. Correct?
Oh, that's what, and that's why you're here, Michael. Good Greek Moving and Storage, whether it's local, long distance, right? We can take you anywhere. I like that.
Oh, have you? I mean, what's the furthest move Good Greek's ever done?
Well, we actually ship internationally as well, and
Really?
we can talk more about it here in a second, talk about all our services. But no job is too big or too small, and we're a full service relocation company.
Wow.
So,
I did not know that.
yeah, we are. So we're about to take a break, and we're going to come back, and I'll tell you more about Good Greek.
Love it.
Hey, it's the Good Greek Spiro, and I'm proud to announce that Good Greek is now the official mover of Florida Gators football. The Gators have a long tradition of winning, and they just made another great move by partnering up with the Good Greek. So the next time you need to move, be a part of the winning team. Simply dial ** Greek from your cell or go to goodgreek.com. That's goodgreek.com. Good Greek Moving and Storage, official movers of the Florida Gators. Go Gators!
Good Greek moving and storage. Your superhero movers. Good Greek moving and storage. Your superhero movers.
Hey, it's the Good Greek Spiro, and for decades you've known me as your favorite and most reliable mover, and now you can be part of the Good Greek team. I'm proud to announce Good Greek Moving and Storage franchise opportunities. Visit goodgreek.com and let's see if you have what it takes to be a superhero mover. For available franchise locations, go to goodgreek.com.
Good Greek moving and storage. Your superhero movers.
Hey, it's the Good Greek Spiro, and I'm proud to announce that Good Greek is now the official mover of the Florida Panthers. It is a true honor to be partnered with such a world-class organization, and I'm excited for another year of hockey action as we pursue a Stanley Cup championship. So when it's time for you to move, do like the Panthers and dial ** Greek from your cell or go to goodgreek.com. Goodgreek.com. That's Good Greek Moving and Storage, the official movers of your Florida Panthers.
Good Greek moving and storage. Your superhero movers.
Welcome back to the Good Morning with the Good Greek, Spiro.
And we're back. Good morning with the Good Greek. And Michael.
And me, I'm here.
And Michael. So we were talking about Good Greek Moving and Storage and what we do with charities.
International,
Oh,
too.
international moving. You didn't know that?
I had no idea that you could move stuff international.
So I've done a lot of stuff to the Caribbean, as you can imagine, South America. But I think the furthest point to answer your question from earlier, I'm going to say Japan.
Really?
Yeah, not much, not often rather, but Japan I think was the furthest, and we also handled. This is an interesting move. When President Trump first got elected and was visiting South Florida, he had the Prime Minister of Japan visit Abe,
Okay.
right? And we were called by the State Department to move Air Japan 1 and Air Japan 2's contents.
So what do you got to go through to do that? There's got to be
Man,
some kind of check.
Well, they knew about my law enforcement background, and of course, I provided them with the names of all of my movers that were going to be on the job, and they all got cleared by the FBI and Secret Service. As you know, Michael, I background check my people anyways. It's part of the requirement to get hired, background check, drug testing. And so we quickly got cleared by the FBI and the Secret Service, and we had two truckloads of suitcases and camera equipment, because they have their press that travels with them too.
Right.
And it was pretty cool, man. So we took everything over to Mar-a-Lago, and of course, they had their presidential meeting and whatnot. And of course, once they were done, we took them back to the airport a couple days later. But what an experience that was.
But that's an important thing, right? Because when people are selling a house with me or buying a house, which entails moving one way or the other, and it never fails to amaze me. It doesn't matter how many times they've done it in their past. It's not what they focus on day to day, like you or I. And there's a fear there. There's a fear.
My God, it's one of the most stressful things in life, right? They say, divorce.
I wouldn't know.
Well, yeah, I would, but it's what I've heard. They say moving is right up there with divorce and death of a loved one, and I get it. You're right. You're right. I do it every day. I love what I do.
Right.
Moving is great for me, but I do understand it because, you're uprooting your home, right? Where you had a home, and for kids especially, and even pets. People don't think about the pets. Pets know it's moving day.
Oh yeah, there's a pet anxiety, and they not only do they know it's moving day, but I can tell you as a realtor, that whole time leading up to it, the pets have anxiety that whole
Sure
time.
They do, and I always recommend to people. Here's tip number 1 for the day: remove the pets from the home. Take them to your friend's house, your family member. Or if somebody is on the other end, if the husband's on one end, the wife is on another, just get the pet out of the way, because they do get nervous. They kind of get in the way, and you want to make it as seamless as possible.
And what I was kind of alluding to there is people want to know. Of course, people see you on TV and they recognize you, so they feel sometimes, and I'm sure you get this, like they feel like they already know you.
Well, They probably do. Look,
but there's people coming to their house that they don't know, and the process that you put people through. I mean, if you're cleared by the Secret Service of Japan and to move, that tells people that they're safe with Good Greek.
Well, here's the thing: when you're hiring someone, and you see different types of commercials out there for home services, where they claim to do all the hard work for you, they don't really background check people, right? I mean, they ask the business a few questions, they answer the questions, and that's that.
Right.
Very different from actually doing a criminal background check like I do, or the backgrounds that the FBI did. But I am doing the hard work for the consumer. When they call Good Greek Moving, they can know that I vetted every single one of my people. They have been background checked. They have been drug tested. And they are graduates of the Superhero Movers Academy.
There's an academy.
There is an academy. Not anyone can be a mover or an operator of Good Greek Moving and Storage. You have to be a Superhero Mover Academy. You got to be a superhero, man.
Wow, that's pretty amazing.
Well, there's a difference between moving and having an extraordinary moving experience.
Well, I mean, everybody wants the extraordinary moving experience.
Many people don't know what that is. You know what they think it is? Well, I got my stuff delivered, and for the most part, it wasn't damaged.
Yeah, but see, that's you bring up a really funny point there, because I don't know about you listeners out there, but I hear the story. There's always that one box, right? There's always that one box that they think it didn't show up and they can't find. And I'm going to tell you,
that's funny you say that.
Well, when my wife and I moved, right, we were in a rental house. We moved to the next house. I'm sorry, we moved from Connecticut to South Florida. She swore for over a year, almost 18 months, that one box didn't make it. Sure enough, don't you know, we found it.
I know exactly where it was.
Where was it?
In the garage.
How did you know?
Because that's where always that one box is. It's in the garage.
That's crazy. But everybody has that experience. They always think there's one box missing.
I know. Listen, and you know what? 9 times out of 10, it's the box that we packed, right? Of stuff that we want to make sure we took over, like, your guns, if you have any, or, something extraordinary value that's sentimental to you that only you want to handle. And we end up misplacing it.
But then what happens?
Yeah, you know what happens. 9 times out of 10, either the client will find it, or I'll even send someone to the house, right, and walk around with them and search for it. And then, of course, we're rock stars. But
or superheroes.
Or superheroes, and more likely superheroes. Yeah. So you're right. It's just a stressful day. There's a lot going on, closing and this and that, and it's a new home, and then that's what adds to the stress and the anxiety, and that's what we where we come in to make it stress-free. First and foremost, by coming to the house in advance, right, to see what it is that we're going to be doing for the people, and then giving them a guaranteed price in writing. That's the key. No estimates. If you're a professional, you don't want an estimate. If you go to the doctor, you don't want an estimate, right? You want to know,
Well, so
am I
that's
gonna
it,
live or
right?
am I going to die?
The price you're giving me is the price.
That's the price. And not just that, but giving the customer all of the options in advance as far as what's covered. What kind of insurance can I buy for to protect my things in the unlikely event that something happens?
Right.
Sometimes you're required to buy insurance for certain types of things. If you've got a certain type of artwork and you don't insure it, it's almost as if you're devaluing it.
So, but let me ask you: does my my homeowner's insurance cover anything that I'm doing when I'm moving?
That's a great question. See, that's exactly what we tell people, and we educate them before they spend any additional money, because moving's not inexpensive necessarily, depending on the size of the job. I mean, it's affordable there's a budget for everyone. But when it comes to insurance, yes, the first thing the client should do is check with their renter's or homeowner's policy, because they may very well be covered. And if they're not covered, they can buy a rider just for that day, just for that move, which might be far less costly than buying a whole new policy from a third party. But there are underwriters, insurance companies, and one of them is called movinginsurance.com, where you can just go online and advance the move. You put a value on your items because you know what they're worth and you know what you want to cover them for.
Right.
And then you'll choose a deductible just like anything else. And I've seen policies as little as $90. That's for a little lower limits, like maybe $5,000, maybe for like an apartment. But look, you can spend as much money as you want on insurance. But you know what I always tell people, Mike?
What's that?
The best insurance you can buy, hire the best mover. Hire Good Greek. That's the best insurance.
Well, hire an expert, right?
Hire the experts. Good Greek Moving and Storage. We've got a less than 1% claims ratio, and we're doing over 20,000 moves a year.
And not just moves, though, because, okay, so I recently moved, and Good Greek moved me, and it was outstanding, amazing. But I actually
Congratulations on the house.
Well, thank you. Appreciate that. I actually went down to the warehouse, and that thing's huge.
Yeah, that's another great point. And
storage.
We'll talk about storage here. I always recommend to customers that are looking to store their stuff to go visit the facility, right?
It's unbelievable.
In other words, if you wanted to go to a self-storage unit, and there's a good reason to use those as well if you need access to your stuff from time to time. Whereas with us, it's a little more secure and more long-term. A lot of people don't visit the mover.
That's crazy.
If you want to get a good sense of what you can expect on moving day with the type of equipment they're going to show up with or the personnel, why wouldn't you go to their house? Because how they keep their house is the way they're going to treat your house on moving day.
Absolutely.
So that's a great point. And we're open 7 days a week. We can get surprise visits from clients. We are always prepared. The floors are spotless. My staff is always uniformed. And we'll always be welcoming and accommodating to a client. And when you have an openness like that, right? Opening your home, in essence, to a stranger, I think that gives them a real sense of, man, these guys got their act together,
Well, yeah, and as you just said, opening your quote-unquote home, I mean, if you're like me, you might spend more time at your office than you actually do at your house.
Mm-hmm.
And, that's where you hang your hat every morning and you're there late working with customers and clients. And so, yeah, it is your home away from home.
And what they'll find is not just a pleasant environment with good people that care about what they do, but you'll find cleanliness and security. Again, my background, I'm a former police officer, man, on the SWAT team. And that was the best education I got in life and for business, because I've taken everything I learned in that previous world and all my resources and knowledge, and I've put it into effect in the business. And security is top priority. So my facility has cameras inside, outside. I have cameras on the trucks. In other words, even when the truck's not running, if anybody tries to approach the truck and break in, to the back to access the cargo or take the truck, I got you, man. You're on camera. Smile. So security, cleanliness, and of course, courtesy and professionalism is what you're going to expect when you come to our facility.
Yeah, no, it's pretty amazing. I mean, and you need to give out free tours. That's what I'm telling you.
The tours are free. Thanks for mentioning that.
There you go.
Good Greek Moving and Storage. I'm here with Michael from Remax Community. He is your real estate specialist. And for your next move, simply go to goodgreek.com or simply dial star Greek right from your cell. And when you're ready for a new home or rental, Michael, how do they get a hold of you?
They can call my office at 772-283-9991 and just ask for me, Michael Ponte.
Good Greek Moving and Storage, the official mover of the Miami Marlins, the Miami Heat, Florida Panthers, Inter Miami FC, University of Miami Hurricanes, Florida Gators, and our NASCAR Cup Series team, Starcom Racing. Join us again next week. Good mornings with the Good Greek.
Good Greek Moving and Storage. Your superhero movers.